In 1982, my wife and I, we founded Wings of Hope in Uganda, trying to reach out to the youth who are struggling and trying to find the source of hope in spite of the struggles they were going through. I realized that hope is needed more than just in the youth, but also those who are struggling with the terminal illness. So now we started an arm of providing palliative care and hospice.
Hospice Jinja is an NGO that was established in 2005, and the mission is to provide palliative care to the whole of Busoga region. We have about 10 districts with a population of approximately 4.5 million. As we talk right now, we have 700 patients on our program, but because of our care caters for the patient together with the family. When you look at the patients together with the family members, we have 2,500 people under our care. What we do exactly is to control their pain and other symptoms. We have what we call models of palliative care, the ways how we reach these patients. Some patients, those who are able to come to our offices in Jinja, they come in and we see them from there. Those who are unable, we go to particular identified health centers of the government, which we call outreaches. And then those who are unable, we even move to their homes, which we call home visits. When we see that we have patients who have got a lot of psychosocial problems, we tend to bring them together. And in that activity, we call it a day care, where we bring our patients, we allow them to share experiences, we give them a good meal, and also gives us time between we the health workers and the patient, so that by the time the patient goes back home, at least psychologically, is a bit stable. We work as a team. Hospice Jinja, we do not work as Hospice Jinja. We are doing this via sensitization by first of all using what we call the village health team. Those are people who identify people prominent in the villages that are identified and known by the government. They are the people that we are using. We train them for them to get the knowledge about palliative care, and then they pass over the knowledge to their communities. Second to that, we are also dealing with health workers of government health centers. We talk to them, they understand what palliative care is, and they also help us to extend it to the patients that they see. When you look at the population, which I said we are 4.5 million, at least we have almost like 40% cancer patients in Busoga region out of the population of 4.5. So that means those patients are very many. There's a challenge of the transport. Sometimes our vehicles are down and we have again to hire some other vehicles, which increases on the cost. Second to that, we have also a challenge of drugs, because these are patients that are being identified by community volunteers daily. So the number becomes overwhelming compared to the budget we have for drugs. We need health workers, and health workers who are trained in palliative care. And those ones are very few compared to the number that we are supposed to do. Since Hospice Jinja was established since 2005, we are still being housed at the DMO's buildings, that is the Ministry of Health of Jinja. So right now we don't have a home, but we would have loved really to get our independence.
We came here first, my wife and I, Dr. Patricia, in October '06, and we came to Kampala, and we work with Dr. Anne Merriman, who is the founder of Hospice Africa Uganda, and she said to us that there was a need for palliative care doctors up in Jinja, and we came up and we started there with a small base, and we have steadily helped to build it up to what it is today. The three challenge was the obvious need. There was a huge unmet need for palliative care because there were so many people in terrible pain and suffering, patients suffering from advanced HIV, AIDS and cancer, or a combination of both. So we set about two things. One, to try and start a service going with the help of some local volunteers, and the second area that we concentrated on was educating nurses to get training in palliative care. When we started first, we were just based in Jinja town, but since then that's what, almost over 8 years ago now, we have extended the service to 6 of the 10 districts in Busoga County. We now employ 7 fully qualified palliative care nurses. Most of our patients, we see them in the outreach clinics. We have over 30 outreach clinics throughout the area, and we call on those on a continuous basis, be it weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. The model of care is there, the structures are in place, so it's just a question of replicating that model throughout the Busoga region. But I would also think that this is an ideal model of palliative care that could be put in place in the rest of Uganda. We're pretty confident that with the help of our funders in Ireland, we'll continue to be able to fund this operation. We would of course love to have more funders involved, because our funder base now has shrunken a bit, and the Hospice Jinja is maybe overly dependent on Irish funders. In terms of the future development of Hospice Jinja, I think that the government will have to come on board. So the structures are there, so we would hope that the Ministry of Health would come and talk to us and work with us in this area.
How much the grace has touched you, that is how you are able to help. I usually say that compassion transforms lives. If you have experienced that compassion in your life, somebody has helped and done something for you, I think it feels so good for you to give others. So those who are touched with the grace of God, they feel compatible with what is our vision, and also get involved and partner with us in helping others. I want to appreciate and express my gratitude, especially the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, which was the first to get involved into supporting us, but also a number of other programs, individuals who have helped us.